Hello everyone, Anthony here, and this time with a special episode. So instead of coding our modular blockchain from scratch in Golang, we are gonna discuss something completely different, as you can see on the screen already. So the people that follow this channel, people that follow the episodes, they know that I was talking about why don't we make this project some kind of a... Why don't we make this project have a purpose? Because normally, when I first started this project, for me it was just, okay, let's create this blockchain, let's record every byte of it, let's put it on YouTube, and let's bring some value, let's have some fun, right? Let's have some fun. Let's learn, let's experiment, whatever. No big plans, no planning, just go with the flow. And the more I was talking about this project with friends, the more people were telling me, yeah, okay, fine, but why don't you make it a purpose, right? And then I came up with two ideas, which I mentioned the previous episodes, one of the previous episodes. Why don't we make this a general purpose blockchain with the Move virtual machine, so we can write smart contracts in Move and blah blah blah. Or we make it a decentralized order book, where the blockchain can completely understand how it works, how an order book looks like, and enable to trade, to have a decentralized exchange, to be honest. But yesterday I was thinking, and if you think about what's Web3 today, what's Web3 today? If you be honest, let us be honest. So it's time to be completely honest. I know there are a lot of Web3 fanboys out there, and I'm in the blockchain for a long time as an engineer, and I'm very realistic. And Web3 today is basically nothing, right? Well, that's not completely true. Besides NFTs. Web3 for me is not really a thing, because people were thinking, yeah, you have decentralized email and decentralized browsers and decentralize all the things. But guys, to be honest, nobody. It doesn't matter what you care about. It matters what your uncle and your mom and your dad and your neighbor cares about, right? Because we are millennials. We are the Web3, the kids of the Web3. So of course we want everything to be decentralized, but it doesn't matter. It's what the majority of the people want, right? So Web3, besides NFTs, Web3 is basically nothing. And this, I know this is gonna cause a lot of a lot of pitchforking by this discussion. But I don't give a fuck. But NFTs are big. NFTs are super big, and everything on crypto. So what is crypto? What is crypto today? Think about this. Crypto is trading, random guys selling trading courses, shit talking on Twitter, and NFTs. That's crypto. Huh? Let us be honest. And NFTs are big, and I know that. And I think everything is going to evolve around them. Like, you see the metaverse, it's all around those NFTs. Your avatar, your person inside of this game or whatever it is going to be super, super important. And that's where this world is evolving to. I believe that. I believe that for sure. That's how we're going to raise our kids. You cannot raise your kids anymore the way our parents did it. Because the world is completely different and the world is fucked up, and it is what it is. But we can make it a better place. No, so NFTs are big, and that's exactly why I came up with this idea. So why don't we make this? And I'm very serious about this. This is not a toy idea or something. I'm very, very serious about this. Why don't we make this a decentralized network where NFTs are first-class citizens? No VM, no smart contract, nothing. Just a decentralized network built on our own native blockchain, which we're already doing. which we are already doing, where the NFTs are the first class citizens, where each transaction, where the blockchain completely understands what an NFT is, completely understands how it's going to be traded and how it's going to be handled across addresses and things. So why do we need this? Well, I think it's very clear. I'm sorry. And I'm not drinking coffee today. I'm drinking these choco milks. Too much caffeine is not good. And it's very good, I'm not gonna lie. So why do we need this? Well, smart contracts today, it's a very cool concept, but smart contracts is causing a lot of issues. It's super hard. First of all, there are a lot of bugs in them, and like I said, Solidity is not. I need to be very careful what I'm gonna say, because it's gonna cause a lot of pitchforking, or whatever you want to call it. So let's just say smart contracts, it's super dangerous to write them. They are full of bugs. People are getting scammed each and every single day, caused by gaps in smart contracts and unsafe code and whatever. And it's hard to catch it. And it's just, and don't tell me that it's not true. Even it's not only the newbies that are getting scammed. It's not only the newbies are getting scammed. It's also the OGs. People with a lot of money, people that are here for a long time are getting scammed each day. And of course, it's not always to do with smart contract bugs. I understand completely. But let's say I was on Twitter yesterday, and I read something about a guy that made a YouTube video, how to front-run transactions on Ethereum. And he hard-coded an address. I don't know exactly what was going on, but people were following this tutorial, and they were creating this... they were creating this transaction front runner for I don't know what it was exactly, and all these people are getting scammed. All these people are getting scammed. It was insane. It was insane. It's just I'm smiling, right, because it's people are getting scammed by those things each and every single day. The gas prices, the gas. So people are complaining that life is expensive, and people are complaining that crypto is going to save us. But did you ever trade an NFT? Did you ever did that? Did you ever sold or bought an NFT on OpenSea? I mean, sometimes it costs. Can you imagine? Think about this. Sometimes it costs more to sell an NFT or to place an auction on OpenSea than my neighbor earns for working 7 days a week, 8 hours a day. Sometimes it costs more than a random guy working 1 week, 8 hours a day. Can you imagine that? So if this guy, if my neighbor wants to place his auction, he needs to work 1 week and then he can do it. That's insane. That's crazy. That blows my mind. And that's basically because these are, I mean, they are general purpose blockchains, networks where you can write everything on it. It doesn't matter, and it's a very nice concept. But the problem is you are paying another one's price for if you understand what I mean by that is everybody is making those transactions and CryptoKitties and bam and somebody wants to make playing a game on the blockchain, and they're playing poker or whatever, and you want to trade your ape. But you're going to pay a lot of money because our people are just congesting the network. It's unbelievable. And it's slow as fuck, right? It's slow as fuck. Sometimes it's insane. So, and can you imagine, we are 2022. We have a random dude that basically so many years ago created PayPal, right? And now he's sending rockets. He's sending rockets to the International Space Station. Can you imagine that? Elon fucking Musk is sending rockets into space, and we cannot create a decent network where we can just pay a fair price and can have insanely fast transactions. I mean, I don't understand this. Please, if somebody can, comment and explain me why we cannot do that. And and basically, yeah. And you can say, yeah, but Solana can. Yeah, but Solana... did you... try to write a safe smart contract on Solana in 1 hour. Try. Show me. So that's basically why. So everything is unsafe, and we need to have something that's basically more safe, if you know what I mean. So what could it be? So this is basically just brain dumping, right? This is not. This is no white paper. I mean, this is just my brain that I dumped 45 minutes ago. So we're gonna have a native token. We should have a native token. Why? Because we are trading stuff. So we need to. If you trade something, an order book has a pair. And you need to have a quote and a base. So we need a native token. It's going to be a decentralized order book for trading NFTs. Like I mentioned, it's going to be a decentralized order book where the blockchain completely understands how it looks like, what's a limit, what's... a market is basically... It's a little bit different because we're trading NFTs and not coins. It's not going to be like that, but the order book is gonna be a decentralized order book for where NFTs are first class, and the blockchain will completely understand what you are trying to say by creating a transaction instead of creating some bytecode on a VM and whatever. So we're gonna have a proof of stake where the validators of the network get a share of the daily volume traded, and I think that's a fair deal. So if you wanna have a decent and safe network, you need to have a lot of validators, and you need to reward them. You need to incentivize them to basically strengthen your network. And if you are helping validating all the transactions that come in, you get a share of the daily or weekly or monthly, whatever. You're just getting a share of the volume that's traded by these NFTs. And I think that's a very cool concept. Yeah. And we need to have first-class support for migrating from other networks. I think that's important. I don't know how it's going to work. Like I mentioned, I didn't think about this in depth, and I will for sure. But there are a lot of NFTs out there that's running on Ethereum, on Solana, and whatever. And we need to find... There should be a way that those guys can say, okay, fuck this network. Fuck it. I'm out of here. I'm peacing out. We need to have some kind of a migration system so they can easily migrate to that chain from a high-level perspective, right? How it's going to look on a low-level perspective, I have no idea. It should be possible. Everything is possible. Like I mentioned, Elon Musk is sending rockets into space. Can you just think about this? Let it sink in. Just read about this guy. Read about him, and now he's sending rockets into space. It's insane, man. And so we don't need to worry about can we make it work. It will work. It will work. If this guy can send rockets to space, we can make it work. And then we need to have a standardized NFT format. It's very important. But that's something that's already been built. If you know what I mean. There are already specs for Ethereum and whatever that's basically say this is how an NFT looks like and blah, blah, blah. And that's exactly what we need because you're going to make a transaction. So creating an NFT is basically as simple as making a transaction to the blockchain where you describe your NFT, you give it metadata and the blockchain will generate a nice ID, a cryptographical ID of your NFT. And how should it look like? It should basically, in my opinion, be we're not going to store the bytes. For example, an NFT can be a JPEG and that's very small, but an NFT can be a video or a music or whatever. And if you need to store each time, you need to store those MP3s or MP4s or whatever on the blockchain, it's going to be insane, right? We're not going to do that. So, but we need to have a nice identifier, a cryptographical proof of is that your NFT, and it could be something like the bytes of your video, and then we concatenate the metadata which describes the threads and whatever, just metadata, whatever you want to call it. And you take a hash of this complete package, and that's the ID of your NFT, and you cannot tamper it. If you want to sing a tone higher or a tone lower, it's not going to work. It's not going to be the same NFT because the hash is going to be different. And my video, I know the light is bad, but it is what it is. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's basically what my idea is, and I'm very serious about this. And in able to make this work, the code that we have right now needs to be yeah, we need to. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of work that needs to be done and able to. We have already a lot of good things, but we need to refactor a lot of stuff because we create this project as a general purpose modular blockchain, generic blockchain, but I don't want to make it generic anymore. I want to make it specifically for this use case, and I want to make it blazingly fast. Of course, it's going to be so fast. Yeah. And that's why we need, we're going to take all those generics out there. We're going to make it specific. I want to use proto buffers. And why is because if we use proto buffers, it's going to be super, super, super easy for other people creating, interacting with this thing and creating, I don't know, SDKs or whatever. SDKs and maybe front-end related stuff, because this is I was going to say this is not like a decentralized marketplace, but it is, basically it is. But you're not going to make a front end. That's what people need to do, right? So, I mean, even OpenSea could say like we integrate with this, right? That's possible. That's possible. So there's a lot of things. That was basically what I want to say. There is a lot of things to be thought about, and there's a lot of code to be written. So I'm going to do that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to, after this, I'm going to record the next episode, which will involve some refactoring of this. I'm also going to do a lot of refactoring off stream. So we're going to be up to speed as soon as possible. I promise this is going to be insane. This is going to be lit. The market, like I said, the market is very quiet. So it's time to build. It's right now. It's time to build. I always say we're going to stop crying. We're going to wipe our tears and we're going to build and we're going to make this work. All right. So thanks for watching this video and see you in the next episode. Cheers.